It's now Congressman Greg Murphy, Republican from North Carolina. Congressman, good morning to you. Great to have you this morning.
Hey, Kelly.
So the president now doubling down on his calls to end the filibuster. You heard Tom's reporting there, open up the government. But the concern here is retribution. The Democrats are going to do the same thing in the future. Are you getting a sense of where lawmakers stand on that option today?
Yeah, Kelly, I think that at least the senators I've spoken with are against overturning the filibuster, literally for the reason that you just talked about. They will literally change the foundation of the government if they were allowed to do things. Pack the courts, add D.C. as a state, Puerto Rico as a state, literally change the direction of our democracy. And I think that's where the fear lies, and I think that's a valid fear. So they're talking with them. I don't think there's any intention, or at least the votes are there to change that.
Well, and at the same time, you do have some Republicans in Congress reporting on some good progress being made now. The president certainly ratcheting up the pressure for movement in a big way. Is there a general thought on Capitol Hill regarding when all of this may come to some sort of conclusion here?
Yeah, I wouldn't bet on any money particular day. I was actually hoping for today, but that's not going to happen. The pressure's mounting. We saw here that airports are closing, SNAP benefits are being affected. Literally, this is nonsense. This is a made-up shutdown because Chuck Schumer was afraid of his political left. And we've seen that, and they've taken, huge gains, which, gosh, I mean, how do you elect a Marxist as a mayor? How do you elect an attorney general in Virginia that said they wanted to kill their opponent? How do you do this? But those are what the results were. But sadly enough, that's what some of the direction of some of these Democrats have taken us. That said, I think America is tired of this. I'm tired of this. Many of my legislators on both sides of the aisle are tired of this. It's time that we get back to full-time government. It's time that the Senate Democrats vote to fund the government and we get back to the appropriations process.
Oh, well, I'm certainly glad you brought up those elections because so many Democrats are making the case now that them holding out for these subsidies is working for the party, that these elections were a referendum and that they're ratcheting up the pressure and, keeping this stalemate in place, even with SNAP funding delays, travel snags, open enrollment for healthcare now underway. They believe this is something that's working. So what say you?
I don't believe that at all. Look at when Mandami won in New York because there was a third-party candidate. If the Hells Angels guy had gotten out, Cuomo would have won. If you look at Virginia, can be Republican one year, Democrat the next year. I don't believe that this is a referendum at all. If you look at the polls, the American people believe the Democrats are the ones, which they are, for the fault of shutting this government down. Midterm elections and these elections always usually go away from the party of the president. I believe this country will see that Marxism is not the way they want this country to go. And when the true midterms come around, I think there's a much different flavor. So as far as what's going on with the shutdown, absolutely disagree with the Democrats, what they're saying.
We've been reporting on the implications of the shutdown all morning long, and they are wide-ranging and widespread. So how much of a political firestorm is brewing if this travel chaos, say, continues into Thanksgiving, causing pain for so many Americans? Where is the blame laid?
Well, I think it's going to be catastrophic. And if you look and see, good Lord, one Democratic staffer said they're going to continue to do this until planes fall out of the sky. I mean, how do you make such a comment? This is hard times. This is easily fixed. And we can have the discussion. I'm a physician. I'm intimately involved in all healthcare issues up here. I absolutely will be happy to have a discussion about the premium tax credits. They don't need to go on like they are right now. They're literally subsidies for insurance companies, $400 billion if we continued what we're doing. And the cost of healthcare, these subsidies have literally doubled since 2020, which is literally just money pouring from the taxpayer into the insurance industry. People need to understand that. I'm happy to have a conversation. We want to make sure that those who are poor are protected, but we don't need to be subsidizing people who make $600,000 a year with tax cuts or with tax credits from the federal government and taxpayers. So we can have the discussion. Let's open up the government and have a reasonable discussion. I think we can find middle ground.
Well, it appears there is a trust issue here with Democrats thinking Republicans won't address this. And many Republicans are making the argument that, these subsidies are a Band-Aid. They're not a solution to the problem. But when you have skyrocketing premiums that people are seeing now that they'll have to pay, you know, the concern is, will there be a solution in a timely manner? So a lot to address here, and we covered a lot of ground. Congressman Greg Murphy, thank you for lending your voice this morning.
Great, Kelly. Have a great day.
You as well.